What's up everybody and welcome back to another matchup from the Premier League 4. This is a matchup between Absolute Legends on the Radiant and Mouse on the Dire. And this is, again, I'm not too sure which game this is. The other matches were lost from this series, so I'm not too sure if this is game 1 or 2 or 3 or... Well, I guess it can only be one of those three combinations, can it? Anyway, this is probably the match that, view counts are not getting that high these days, so please just keep spreading the word, and yeah, keep helping me out, and I can help you guys out with more commentaries. But yeah, this is one of the casts that, honestly, I didn't really have that motivation to go to, but I thought, you know what, let's try to make it to at least 100. Let's get to 100, guys. If we can get to 100, I would be very, very happy. 100 straight videos. So yeah. Anyway, Mouse and Absolute Legends. Mouse was doing pretty well after Kuroki left, and now they seem to be struggling a bit harder. They are not doing too well in the DreamHack Invitational. I'm not too sure if they're moving on in the WePlay League. The other tournament, Ritmix Dota League, they got knocked out very early, so they're a bit spastic at the moment, schizophrenic, so to speak, because they have been performing up and down. Usually if people shut down Black, or if they actually just beat sports in the early game and really prevent Black from farming up, then they usually have the advantage. Meanwhile, Absolute Legends has been looking very powerful. I mean, they took second place in the SK Gaming Cup. They made it to the Raid Call EMS Finals, losing to QPAD in the SK Gaming Cup, so QPAD definitely a very strong team. But Absolute Legends, it's really nice to see them shape up, and looks like Crit was not actually on Absolute Legends, it's Unicorn XOXO who's back. So that's a bit unfortunate for Crit. I know he's been a stand for a lot of teams, but hopefully he can get back on track. And honestly, I'm just going to fast forward through the picks and bans. I don't really want to analyze all of this, because you've heard it a million times already. But Wisp by Mouse, Absolute Legends banning the Nyx. They know Nyx is probably Black's best hero. Not even going to front. It's probably AM and Nyx. And Mouse with Nyx has been ridiculously powerful. And Absolute Legends going to bat the Bat as well, even though they have first pick. So I guess they prefer Nyx over Bat or Keeper over Bat. And Mouse is going to have to make a decision which one they want to give up. Of course, they could, so to speak, ship ban, or ban out another hero that Absolute Legends is really good at, so they can get one of the other ones. But that is definitely a distinct possibility as well. So, I think if Mouse, I think they're going to ban out something like the Lone Druid. No, they're going to ban out the Nyx, so Absolute Legends waiting on that Keeper of the Light pickup, bro. Anyways, Absolute Legends has been known for becoming very split push heavy. They've been looking very sharp. They're picking up Rubik with their first choice. Wow, so they're really limiting the options that Mouse can get. But if Mouse doesn't pick Coddle up right now, I'd be very surprised. Coddle is still pretty much as strong as ever. The mana cost nerfs did not infect him in the slightest. The Illuminate range has not affected him in the slightest either. And there's the Lone Druid. If we don't see a Coddle, I'm just gonna... I don't know what I'll do. Oh, thank you, Ice Frog, for making this very fair hero. But yeah, Coddle is going to be the choice. Absolute Legends, I guess they have a strategy to beat it. Maybe they have some form of reliable initiation, but Rubik so far does not have the best spells to steal. And usually when teams first picked up Rubik, it was not only to get themselves a very versatile support, but also to get themselves a hero who can sort of limit the other options the team can go to. So Mouse, they probably won't pick into anything like a Void, probably won't pick up Magnus either, and Absolute Legends is going to choose the Mag as well. So Absolute Legends should have complete control over their team fights if Mouse gets one AoE lockdown. If Rubik can steal something that can illuminate, that would be pretty powerful. But AL, going to pick up the Gyrocopter as well, definitely a very stable pick. So far, Absolute Legends picks are very, very versatile. Magnus can be played mid or offlane, but these days he's preferred mid. Gyrocopter can be played as support. Absolute Legends Rise has actually run him as support once or twice recently, even though support Gyrocopter has completely fallen out of favor. For good reason. I think Gyrocopter, in order to max his potential, should be played as a semi-carry or as carry. But that's definitely not to say that he can't be well versed as support. So yeah, Absolute Legends could play as support Gyrocopter, like I mentioned. Rise did that in the matchup against Navi, I think. So that's a possibility. They could put Gyrocopter as a mid-solo, they could put Gyrocopter as a semi-carry. But I think Mouse is definitely going to put the puck mid lane. I guess Fada will handle it. And who is standing in for Mouse? Who is out of the picture this game? Fada. Fada is not in the match. And Fada is usually the captain, so I guess Black is doing the picks these days. So I guess we might see a Black Lone Druid. Pos could probably handle the Lone Druid, and you can see so far no Darkseer. Darkseer is definitely fallen out of favor in terms of high priority. It's just because if you get shut down in the early game, it just takes so long to come back to relevance. that a lot of early game pushing strategies just sort of try to exploit the fact you can shut down the Darkseer. But Mouz, I think this is a smart ban. Even if they had pressure allowed to shut down the Darkseer, the teamfight synergy has with Magnus and Gyrocopter is just too strong. And even though Absolute Legends might not have picked it up, it's definitely could have been possible. And there we go, Timbersaw, let's go. Now I'm excited for this match. And this is a hero that I expand a lot in my Dota 1 commentary, but I'll go into it again. But we've actually seen a couple Timbersaw matches. I think first departure for Zenith used him, and they won. Yosin +4 versus another team, they used him and won. But Timbersaw is an interesting hero. I wonder if he's going to be played offlane, or what is his role in this game? I guess he has to be played offlane, because that's usually the consensus that most pros think with Timbersaw. He needs to be played offlane. He definitely needs solos, because his abilities don't really scale that well. Even though it's all pure damage, he does a ridiculous amount of damage, but he needs levels and experience, and which pretty much are the same thing, but he needs items as well. And the Timber Chain is definitely versatile in terms of escaping in the last pickup of Chen, so this lineup, it's going to be pretty difficult to bring down the Timbersaw, and he should be relatively easy to escape, but a lot of healing coming in from the Chen, and this means Gyrocopter will be able to get the flat cannon going, even though he'll be able to push out the offlane and give the offlane hero a lot of experience. Rubik will be able to get the pulls going, and Chen can just wrap around with the smoking, so I like this trying composition by quite a bit, even though they're going to sacrifice some experience to the offlane. Again, they can definitely use Rubik to get some farm. Lone Druid will usually find his farm no matter what, so it's not really that detrimental to Mouz or to Absolute Legends squad if they give Lone Druid a bit of farm. As long as they devote themselves to shutting him down in the early stages of the mid game, they should be okay. And Vengeful Spirit is a support that's actually been trending up quite recently. I'm not too sure why. She's a very strong roamer, but she usually doesn't have the means to get too much experience, which I definitely think she needs to. And you can see that fancy new model. Damn. You got that Extreme Makeover Vengeful Spirit Edition, or I guess the Extreme Makeover Dota Edition as Mouz, please. What are you doing, Mouz? Please. Alright, free camera. Well, I can't, for whatever reason, click on players or... Anyways, I'm back. That was really weird. I couldn't click on the heroes, which is very, very bad, because you can't click on the items. So that is really annoying. But hopefully everything is fixed right now. It was a bit of a bug, and there was a pause in the game anyway, but it is going to be Miko playing the Timbersaw, so I'll choose to play in twos. And it's going to be Mania playing the Magnus, so it's going to be support Magnus brought out by Mania. I've only seen this run by Liquid when Fluff is running support Magnus. Miko is playing the Timbersaw, Miracle is playing the Rubik, Rise is playing the Chen, and Unicorn XOXO is playing the Gyrocopter. On the side of Mouse, we have Black handling the Alchemist, Kachka is playing the Puck, Paz is playing the Vengeful Spirit, Alex is playing Cupid Light, and Blister is standing in for Fada, who's playing the Lone Druid. And usually Paz plays the offlane, but I guess Paz feels more comfortable on the support role when Fada's out of the lineup. I'm not too sure. By the way, Mouse's game plan is pretty obvious. They want to go for the mid game. They have Keeper Light to Turtle, and then they get the Marnus Armor strategy rolling, and then they can just push in once Alchemist picks up a really big item, something like a fast AC, and Lone Druid gets his first big item. Then those towers will fall very quickly, and of course, taking a physical DPS teamfight against Mouse's lineup is going to be absolute suicide, and this is going to be a lot of Marnus Armor against Timbersaw, who has that reactive armor to get through. But am I going to speed up the game a bit more? Did I actually have it paused the whole time? I had it paused the whole time. Oh, I don't know. It's a bit fuzzy today. But anyway, so introducing players. Oh, I already introduced players on Side Mouse. Excuse me. Let me get my head in the game. As I'm just going to speed up to 2x speed. I'm just thrown off by the controls. Like, I couldn't click the heroes for a second, and then for some reason, like, my hotkeys to speed up and slow down the game are a bit lower than usual. So, you know, I've been working these hotkeys for a long time, and suddenly they're not working. I'm just like, bam. What the heck is happening? But AL, they have a pretty sick teamfight lineup. I mean, Magnus conjunction with Timbersaw, that does a lot of pure damage, as the Chakram Blade just wrecks through the team, and of course it applies slow. So once you get caught in the RP, you really can't escape once that debuff is applied to you, because Magnus will be throwing on Ricochet damage Gyrocopter with the call down, and if Rubik manages to steal something like a Dream Coil, that'll just be icing on the cake for Absolute Legends. So overall, I think AL's lineup is a bit stronger in teamfights than Mouse's lineup. If they manage to get the farm going, they should be able to take it. Again, Chen, I think, falls off, and Venge is just such a strong late game support. Swap, being able to swap something like the Magnus out of position from such a ridiculously long range is always going to be useful. And Unicorn XO already going to pop the Rocket Barrage, so that's pretty standard for Gyrocopter to get that extra point, and you don't really want to push the lane right at the get-go against the off lane right at level 1. You just want to control the lanes for a bit, and then when you want to get the push going, when Chen picks up a nice creep, whether it be a troll creep to snag the Lone Druid with the smoke to see, as Rise, he does have smoke. And interestingly enough, no wards being used to defend the bottom lane. I guess they figured because Chen should always have smoke anyways, the ward would just be pretty much useless. But still, I mean, it's a bit curious not to see some sort of protection for Blister. As, did he go any jungling items on his Lone Druid? Where is the bear? The bear. Oh, it's being used to block a camp, I think. But he was thwarted in that endeavor. Meanwhile, Mania is playing the off-lane solo Magnus, so yeah, Magnus is really only successful in mid lane these days. Bulldog is playing Magnus a lot in the off lane, and they just really don't get those fast levels up, and Magnus really wants to get those levels up. So it's going to be up to these supports on Absolute Legends to really apply a lot of pressure and force the rotation of Vengeful Spirit as well as keep the light to the bottom lane. Otherwise, Magnus will just be completely shut down, and the basis of Absolute Legends teamfight is pretty much heavily revolved around Magnus, I gotta admit. And Vengeful Spirit does have a stun that you can cast twice at level 1 that does a respectable amount of damage. 100 damage that can be casted twice is no joke. And now Keep It Light, being harassed a bit, got a shockwave right to the chin, so that is not going to be too pleasant for him. Meanwhile, Miggle versus Kojkva, and one of the reasons why I said Timbersaw doesn't usually go mid, even though it's a good source of experience, there are no trees mid until you manage to get a lot of levels. You can't really hook onto these trees, and where you can apply your DPS. But I guess these days, you can put anybody middle, as long as you get a bottle crow. But you can see Miggle actually scaling reactive armor, and Kojkva, who I called Kojkva, it's actually Kojkva, is actually controlling lane very nicely. Miggle is getting some last hits, but you can see that without trees, it's not really going to be a good time. As Black gonna charge up the stun. Nice timing on the Skewer by Mania. Gonna prevent any sort of follow-up. The creep wave has already died, so that means that the Keep It Light will take a bit of a pot shot harassment, and Magnus will be safe, but that means that Skewer will be on cooldown for another 20 seconds, so if another dive is charged up, that could be bad news for the Magnus, and Miggle, you can see already making his move back there already. And Mouz, perhaps anticipating the eventual rotation by the Chen, already applying a lot of pressure. This, unfortunately, is having the negative side effect of giving the Magnus a good amount of experience, but Magnus not even level 2 just yet. Lone Druid has only seen 2 creeps die, so they are both in similarly dire straits. But one of these heroes is actually on dire. Ho, do you see what I did there? Oh my god. Man, sometimes, I don't know. Meanwhile, Mania got the Shockwave as well as the Skewer level 2. Lone Druid might be time just to rotate the jungle. He's really not accomplishing anything. Unfortunately for the jungle, he does have a Stout Shield, but he doesn't have anything like Quelling Blade, so his jungle farm will be absolutely abysmal. But, I mean, it's better than doing nothing on this bottom lane. I guess the supports are really zoning him out, and they have the net to snare the bear if it really comes down to it. But you can see the Timber Chain not latching on, even though it managed to destroy the tree. I think that's a little bit buggy, which is one of the reasons why Timbersaw is not seeing Captain's Mode, and that's why heroes like Slark, who have been out for God knows how long, at least 7 months now, is still not in Captain's Mode, because they're still bugged. And I think Timbersaw might be slightly bugged, but I guess you don't really, I don't know. I guess once it hits a certain level, it doesn't matter anyway, because it will latch on regardless. But Kojkva just handling this lane as expected. No trees in the middle lane, and that means Miggle won't really have too much reliable sources of DPS. Keep in mind, Warring Death only does pure damage if you cut down the trees at the same time. And Puck probably doesn't care too much about the damage reduction or the stat reduction. I mean, he can just stay away, he's ranged, and then he'll just get all those stats back in 7 seconds. Meanwhile, can't really latch onto any trees unless you're trying to escape, but even then you can't push out too difficult, so he's just going to guess a rune, and he's not going to be rewarded for that guess, but there is going to be a smoke attempt by the side of Absolute Legends. Unfortunately, Gyrocopter dove in very aggressively, so that surely tipped off the Lone Druid as Blister is going to pause, and let's just speed up past this pause. Man, I wish my hotkeys were working. I don't know why they got reset for whatever reason, but Versuda got disconnected. Anyways, just checking out the experience. Lone Druid has managed to level 2 as Go is called by Miggle, and time to slow it down to 1x speed. So that means Go, the bear, trying to sense out the smoke, but they are smoked up. This is what happens when you smoke. Call down going to be used in conjunction with the telekinesis, and that was a ridiculously easy kill. Man, Lone Druid should have suspected something up when Gyrocopter was pushing the lane so aggressively. He must have just thought, oh, this is my lucky day, I'm gonna get a bunch of experience. But I think most people would suspect that at some point with the Siege Wagon, Chen would smoke up. But again, not having that ward there, not seeing what Chen's items were, definitely hurt the Lone Druid, as we're going to see a teleport in on the side of Absolute Legend. The Mania was being dealt upon aggressively. Miguel is here, and this is where he can shine. He is surrounded by so many trees, but he's going to take a lot of damage right off the bat. He's going to regen up a lot due to his reactive armor. Managed to get 2 points in that, and no points in Rolling Death, but he just gets chain stunned down. And Timbersaw already proving his worth. No stun, no slow at this point in the game. Couldn't really initiate that well in Mania, only level 3, could not help out. And this is going to be Koiko's best case scenario. He's going to get such a fast blink dagger. The only thing that could have gone better is if he got a triple kill on a different lane. But he is just owning middle lane. Timbersaw, the other mid lane solo, died, so that means he probably won't gank for quite a bit. And Koiko should just be able to get his fast blink dagger with relative ease. And if Puck gets a fast blink dagger, that could completely change the tides of this game. Gyrocopter at this point in the game is very squishy. Rubik is quite squishy. Magnus, being so underleveled, definitely won't have too much farm. And Miracle against two other supports can't really do too much to protect the Magnus. They definitely want to hold on to this tower, but that means they're not pressuring the Lone Druid, who's level 3, could have hit level 4, even though I guess his second bear already died. So that's a bit unfortunate for the Lone Druid right now. Yeah, Miguel just gonna go back to mid lane, and he's already behind in experience by quite a bit. Level 7 Puck to level... well, I guess Miguel was managing to get a bit more experience. And will he get rewarded for this rune? He will. And you can see the Dire not timing their 6-minute wards up. They have not yet placed any wards, so they have no idea where the side Absolute Legends were. All they know is that Timbersaw went for the top rune. And are there any wards on the side of the Mouse squad? They have Sentry wards, but Venture Spirit probably wants boots. And Keeperlight does manage to get some wards, but it's going to be too late. Is going to die to the telekinesis as well as the cooldown, as Unicorn XO managed to rotate in and pick up the kill, and now they're going to Mania get some experience. And this is a smart play. I think they noticed the fact that Blister was not farming with the bear, so they said, Mania, you can just pretty much do this with ease. And Bear's about to hit level 5, he's about to get that summon back online, and that will be a bit annoying to Mania, but you can see Mania does have the bottle already. He will be able to get some fast boots going, and he should be just alright. So far, Absolute Legends on the back of the Rubik and Gyrocopter getting a couple kills is doing a lot, and Chen just constantly staying in shadows. Miguel gonna pop the invisibility rune, but again, no vision. They can't actually see Miguel as Gyrocopter is gonna come in. Black is gonna get slowed down. Dream Coil by Koiko, engaging so many heroes as Miguel is gonna get stunned by the Dream Coil. The Dream Coil does pop, but look at Koiko. He's getting so much damage. Rocket Barrage, such a powerful spell, and Koiko is forced to escape in the trees, but you can't run against Timbersaw in the trees. He eats those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and says, "Can I please have seconds, good sir?" And that is going to be completely in favor of Absolute Legends. Man, Puck rotated in. He wanted to protect the life of his tower, and more importantly, help Alchemist farm, as Alchemist went for a very greedy Midas build. Not too sure if Midas is the best build on Alchemist. I'm sure it helps experience growth quite a bit. But you already get so much gold from a Grievous Green. You can see he's maxing at that. I'm really not liking Midas first in this game. But it will help accelerate his experience growth like I mentioned earlier. But the fact is, he just uses it on lane creep. So not looking into the jungle, he knows Lone Druid might have to retreat in the jungle if it all comes down to that. But Blister just gonna farm contentedly, has a Triangle Boots to heal him up to full HP as Pos gonna get himself a double damage rune. Finally, the Dire do have wards, they're gonna spy Miguel. Miguel's gonna get stunned, a couple more hits, reactive armor ticking in. He's gonna max reactive armor after Timber Chain, but Miguel taking up so much damage. Look at the regen, but the Wolves with a little bit of extra critical strike damage managed to pick off the Timbersaw as Pos is gonna get onto down, but no creeps to slow, no creeps to stun. It means that Chen can't zone anything out by himself, as Black might initiate onto this creep. I think he wants to, but the stun does not target creeps, unfortunately, as if it did, that would be completely broken. Meanwhile, Mania hitting level 6, finally has the RP online. No boots just yet, so he can't even pick up a fast arcane boots, and I imagine the Absolute Legend squad don't really want to let Black farm up. That's usually the death sentence for any of Mouse's opponents. If Black gets farmed, usually he'll just carry his team to victory. You just farm so efficiently. And Miguel gonna rotate in onto Blister. Here comes Mania. He has the RP, and Miguel, we're gonna see the combination. And how do you run from this? I don't know how. I guess you just teleport. Really smart play by Blister. as that was ridiculously smart. I don't know. Oh, they killed the bear for a little bit of extra damage, but really nice job carrying the teleport scroll, knowing that Timbersaw doesn't have any stun, so all he was fearing was the Rubik. And Chen was camping himself in the jungle on the top lane, so they know Ryze probably wouldn't have made that quick of a rotation. But you can see Gyrocopter already facing drums, and even though they killed the lone druid, or they forced the TP from the lone druid, it accomplished something. Even if they didn't kill him, they got him to teleport out, they got him to stop firing for a bit, they got Mania a bit more experience, and keep in mind Timbersaw's cooldowns are basically non-existent. So he does not care about too much about wasting an ultimate. The only thing that really mattered for Absolute Legends was that they wasted RP. But they didn't, again, waste RP. It's a matter of, God, I guess cost efficiency. As Koiko are going to rotate in, I'm really interested to see why Koiko is rotating so hard. But they are losing control of the jungle, and you can see D-wards. Again, Dire have no vision. Absolute Legends supports are just playing phenomenally at this point. As in Miracle, oh no, you are going to get caught by the Alchemist. What did he steal? He stole Chakra. Oh, that is such a useful spell. Unicorn is just going to have a field day as he can spam whatever he wants. Can spam Rocket Barrage on creeps. It doesn't matter. You have Chakra. You know, Alex going to get hunted down. No 1 point to missile, but obviously Alex would have run away. Keep it light, very high base wind speed, but Luminate's going to fly in Miracle. Going to take another chunk of his HP and damage once again. And now we're going to see rotation in. No, the net creep was in place by Ryze. But you can see with all this pressure being applied, Puck is forced to rotate in because, again, Alchemist is not getting farmed, and Lone Druid's not getting his farm going anytime soon. Only now is he starting to get his farm rolling. So a lot of attention has to be paid to the top lane, and that is going to delay Puck's Blink Dagger. And Miggle going to Timber Chain in, just doing a bit more harassment. You can see that took out quite a bit of Puck's HP pool, that pure damage, just doing quite a bit of work against that Puck's low HP pool. Dreamcoil and Niggle will die as they had to use the Puck ultimate, but still overall very much worth it as what was stolen. They stole the Dreamcoil. That is a dream come true. So the next 3 minutes they could cast 2 Dreamcoils, and that could be devastating to set up Mania and also set up the Timbersaw stun. So that is a bit unfortunate, but they did not see Miracle. Again, the wards on the side of the Dire are so limited. Right now they only have 1 jungle ward and 1 lane ward protecting the middle lane, preventing any rotations in, but Unicorn XO is going to dive, going to spot out Alex. They did not see the rotation coming from this angle. Blind Light going to keep Unicorn XO in place for a little bit. Puck, no Dream Call online. Puck is going to get the heck out of there. Chen, his creeps are already taking so much damage. Ryze does have the Enegod to heal him up to full HP as the blast is going to come in. Dream Call being casted by Rubik does manage to snag the Puck, saying, Puck, here's a bit of your own medicine. Here comes a huge RP by Mania as he skewers them backwards towards the Gyrocopter in range of the call down. Beautiful coordination by Absolute Legends as Black can only scurry away on his Alchemist, saying, run, Ogre, please save me. But Black is getting slowed down by the Chakram, and he does manage to escape. Chakram and Chakra magic. Really smart coordination. For a second I was questioning, why Mania would you skewer backwards away from some of your damage dealers? He skewered him backwards for the Gyrocopter call down. And oh man, look at Alex melt pop the full magic stick. But you can't run. The Chakram AoE too good. And Miggle starting to get his tracks rolling. One of the things about Timbersaw in the early stages of the game, he does so much damage that he can be worth it. He just is laned very awkwardly. But Absolute Legend starting to get the mojo rolling. Black real enough to get his farm. He's going for the Shadow. I was second. He's gone Battle Fury. Usually you get the Shadow Amulet first because that gives you a bit more attack speed, but I guess he wants to get the Claymore, keep it ambiguous. If he gets a Battle Fury, I mean, he definitely won't. He'll get the Shadow Blade. But still, I guess he wants a bit of plus damage to amplify his last hitting rather than the attack speed. He might be struggling a bit with Alchemist's funky attack animation, but this is Black. I'm sure he memorizes everybody's creep's attack animation, or every hero's attack animation perfectly. Meanwhile, the bear does spot out Miggle as well as Unicorn XO rotating in. We'll take a look at the early game Gold and Experience graph. Gold, hugely in favor of the Radiant. Experience as well. These aren't the biggest deficits, but 13.5 minutes, 14 minutes in the game. They're still very, very difficult to overcome. Keep in mind, Absolute Legends teamfight is only getting stronger and stronger as RP becomes more and more effective as Gyrocopter gets more and more items. And the fact that the Lone Druid, I don't know, I think this is why we're not seeing as much off-druid Lone Druid, or off-lane Lone Druids. We still see quite a bit, but if you shut him down, you play an early game pressure on it, there's really not too much Lone Druid can do. He can't really split push that well. as he's going to get snagged in place of the Dream Cold. They're going to use an RP as well. Going to push him back out of the cooldown just because, hey, who needs cooldown damage? We don't actually want Unicorn to pick up that last hit. Screw him. And that is going to mean a finish Shadow Blade on the Gyrocopter, so AL really playing this very smartly. And what can Mouz actually do? They have to hope Black gets his Lothars up very, very soon. His Mouz is going to be on cooldown for half a second. And he will have a Shadow Blade up soon, but AL, I think they're just going to 5-man up, so that means they can't really get any gank attempts with the Shadow Blade Alchemist. So they're going to have to initiate on somebody like Rise to prevent the Hand of God, but Black can, because it can hit on both, it can still splash the damage, forces Boss away. That is so annoying, as the orb comes from the side, delay the push, but you can't stop this push once it gets going. And once Mania starts picking up some points to empower, this push will only get more and more amplified. And Mouz, they don't really have the best anti-push, and this is why I'm still wondering about the Vengeful Spirit choice. It gives good aura, and she's managed to get herself a healthy amount of experience, but what will Swap do against a Chen in 5-man Dota? What will it do against Timbersaw, who can zip out of there? Or Magnus can screw out, Gyrocopter can man up? I'm not too sure. Command aura, I think they wanted it with the bear, as Gyrocopter managed to solo down the puck with ease. But Puck was forced to rotate so early, was not able to get the Blink Dagger farm going, and now is just feeding Vengeful Spirit. Really can't get the command aura going on the Bear or the Alchemist, and I think the support pick is, for the most part, largely wasted. But Black spies Miggle, he's going to initiate, going to get one hit, breaking the Shadow Blade damage, and you can see Miggle is just going to die. No matter how many points you have in reactive arm, he only has the 3, he's still going to die, as Gyrocopter going to now come in with the call. It whips completely. Absolute Legends clearly does not want to be mourning the loss of their friend for too much longer. They're going to go back in. No, they're just going to stay back. Fair enough, I guess. But man, that was such a smart last pick by Absolute Legends. Chen, really, when Mouz already picked up so many of their heroes, as, oh man, Miracle is going to get hunted down, just morphs into a bear. And now Miracle suddenly has 1,000 HP. They did actually get a kill on Unicorn XOXO with the help of the Dream Coal, as they were forced to use the Sentry Ward. No, they didn't even use Sentry Ward. They just managed to kill him. That is very good play, as that is going to delay the onslaught of Gyrocopter, and more importantly, that's going to allow Black and the Lone Druid to farm up. And again, if this game goes very long, you do have to favor Mouz. They have such strong scaling heroes. Vengeful Spirit is, again, a very strong scaling support. Lone Druid, in conjunction with Alchemist, should be able to take down Gyrocopter, but they're going to initiate yet again on the Lone Druid. No, nothing of that, as Miggle, what's he going to go for? Picks up a second set of drums, I guess with the bottle, as well as the Mass Arcane Boots on his team. Yeah, 2 Arcane Boots, 3 Arcane Boots on his team. He doesn't really feel the need to go for Bloodstone. Usually, when you pick up Timbersaw, you want to get something that you can spam his spells with, whether it be Bloodstone or Orchid or something like that. But I like what he's doing in this game. He's getting a bit more tanky, he's getting some team fight items, because he has 3 Arcane Boots on his side. He has Chant for the Hand of God, and do you really need more offensive power when you have such a good team fight setup? And it's not like Miggle is looking for solo ganks. He wants to stick with the team, because the most damage that can possibly go through is with the reverse polarity combination. And meanwhile, Koikwa, oh no, and Alex is going to get hunted down as well? No, they are just going to back off. Bael going to push in. They actually popped the Buckler, so they really want to have the creeps to have a lot of armor. And there comes the initiation by Miggle. Managed to miss everything completely, and the creep waves, I don't know why they well, I guess they figured might as well buckle it up because Cube Light's gonna kill it anyway. But Miracle and Side Absolute Legends losing a lot of experience because they are as 5-man, and this is gonna give Black an ample amount of time to farm up. Alchemist will punish you if you don't pay attention to him. Not only does Alchemist farm fast, the base attack time reduction is so crucial, and you can see Black, probably the highest level in the game. No, Unicorn is slightly higher level than him, but the mice definitely help him out in the experience game. But Mania with a 3-man RP with the Chakram! That has gotta be the easiest triple kill in Miggle's life. That was so clutch by Mania, as the lack of wards on the die are really hurting them. And man, just clumped up Magnus, beautiful RP, and that was just a massacre. The only positive things is that Lone Druid and Alchemist were not there. But Koikwa, after dominating mid, I think he should have probably just stayed mid and try to push the tower. Maybe he felt like he could make some things happen top, but his dagger is going to be pretty much at the point where it might not even matter, as mass teleport's going to go down to the bottom lane. The catapult is enough to kick off the bottom tower, but Unicorn EXO will just drive it away, and you can see Absolute Legends wants to end it soon. They're picking up BKB on Gyro, which is usually the standard progression. Usually pick up the BKB after your drum says anything like that. Mania gonna try to get the skewer, but the turning animation mag is just a bit too crappy. As the orb flies in by Miracle, what did he steal? Stole the Howl of Terror, or Wave of Terror. But yeah, I mean, this is usually a standard gyrocopter build, but it's more indication they want to use the gyrocopter and end the game with the BKB, get that fast BKB going online and just sort of stomp the enemy team. And you can see the golden experience graph staying steady, but there's just not much room for the Lone Druid to make anything happen, as he has got the armlet. But that was, again, how much will that do for a team fight? I'm not too sure. It'll help him attack faster, it'll help him do more damage. But right now, Absolute Legends just pinning Mouz in their base. It won't really help them in a team fight, which I feel like Absolute Legends is just going down. So Dream Coil is going to be popped. They are going to go focus on Unicorn EXO again, as the Hand of God does fly and Call Down going to be used quick while getting slowed in place by the Chakra. Miguel will pick him off. Gyrocopter does get the last hit with the flat cannon. Meanwhile, Paz with the black try to do as much as they can, but Absolute Legends is too damn tanky. RP is whiffed completely. No, he cancelled it. Nicely done by Mania, and that means RP will be up for the next engagement. And Absolute Legends just has the entire map under their control. And again, the cooldowns are relatively short. RP was not used. They used the Hand of God, but Cooldown's going to be back up. And Mechanism will be back up, and 4 Urn charges means everybody will be back to full of HP. Really nice Chen build. You don't usually get Urn as well as Mechanism, but it's just rolling gold. And you can see Absolute Legends definitely want to sustain their push. They want to keep going and just heal everybody back to full HP, so that was why Rise went for the unorthodox Urn build. And again, he's just rolling in gold. Puck picks up the dagger, but Puck's damage output is starting to fade. Has 21 minutes in the game. The supports are actually getting quite tanky. Chen has 967 HP. Rubik, no points in Nullfield just yet. You're not even level 1. Interesting. I guess he really wanted that extra point in stats. I don't know, even 1 level of Nullfield is still 5%. Is better than nothing. But Mania catches everybody in the RP again! What is these RPs? GG, well played by Alex. Oh my god, Absolute Legends. That was... oh my god, that was too good. Well, short game guys, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Timbersaw was picked up, but Mania definitely the MVP of those games. Those RPs, no vision. Ayo, did they even have a gem? Do you even have gem, bros? Yeah, you do have a gem. Hop on the Rubik. So I guess they could kill the wards, but just the lack of vision, the lack of map control. And I think Vengeful Spirit is just a really terrible early game support. Like, what can she do? Swap is just not that good at level 1. Vengeful Spirit stun's good. I guess it's good for level 1 Roshan strategies. But Mouz went a bit too heavy in the late game and might have overestimated the power of Keeper of the Light just a bit, saying, alright, we got Keeper of the Light, we can turtle this to late game with Acid Spray. But unfortunately that was not the case, as Absolute Legend's going to take this match, and still I can't speed up the game, stupid hotkeys. But anyway, gonna speed up the game to look at the ending game score screen. But yeah, hopefully I'll be a bit more energetic in the next cast. Sorry for the lack of energy, but you know, one of those casts that do happen every once in a while. But yeah, keep spreading the word. I'm almost at 100 straight casts in 100 days. This is quite a streak. Not going to feel myself too hard, but I'm feeling myself pretty hard right now. Metaphorically speaking, of course. As if I was literally doing that, then you'd probably all unsubscribe. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll be back with the next game very, very soon. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.